So in my last video, we flew up to Bali from Perth, where we have since spent an amazing 3 nights in the beautiful beachside area of Sanur. So we'll be making a Sanur-based video in the weeks to come. However, we have met a tour guide who is going to be driving us up to Ubud today and stopping off at some of the local tourist attractions. So without further ado, let's get on the way. Okay guys, and something different for today's video. We are driving from Sanur to Ubud, and we have a special guest coming along with us today, Mr. Gecko himself.
Hello.
And he'll be our tour guide for today, showing us around, going to a bunch of different sites on the way to Ubud.
Hello everybody, my name is Gecko Bali Tour. I am one of the freelance driver in Bali. I've been doing this job for 23 years. So let's come into Bali, let's do it with me. Thank you very much.
So anyone that's driven on the main roads in Bali will know that traffic can get quite heavy. So once we break out of Sanur, first stop on today's tour is the Barong and Kris Dance, which is a 5-act performance representing the fight between good and evil spirits. The Barong, a mythological animal, represents a good spirit, while Rangda, a mythological monster, represents an evil one.
Cindy, how was it? What's your thoughts?
It was really cool. Some parts I don't understand, but it's respect. Yeah.
After watching the dance, we hopped back in Gecko's car, where I thought I'd ask the question about how Bali coped during COVID. As my last visit to the island was in 2019, and being well aware the country lives off tourism, I wanted to hear it from Gecko himself, and get his thoughts and perspective being in Bali at that time.
Bali is for tourism. That's why when we have no tourists, we must be back to the nature again. But the nature like rice field, something supporting the tourism is now helping the tourism. That's why it's big problem for the Bali people when it's no tourists like in COVID. We have nothing to do. The economic was down very bad.
Yeah.
Now is we are come back. That's why I think it's more people now they are working in the tourism must be more professional now again to working in the tourism.
Yeah.
Not like before just doing and nothing, but now doing and give something. King special for my guests from Chinese and Australia.
That's the one. I almost forgot.
That's okay, and,
I'm joking.
Because see classic one I think is from Australia.
For our next location, we're going to be visiting Batuan Temple, and for this location, everyone is required to wear this traditional Balinese dress known as a sarong. Now, Batuan Temple was founded in 1020 AD, and although many structures within the site have undergone restoration, this is a historic location that is still used for ceremonies every 210 days. Gecko spent time with us explaining what the temple and religion means to the Balinese people, including some of the practices that Balinese people do for worship. But yet, I don't feel it's my place to explain the meaning of anything here, as there is still so much I don't know. But the site within itself is incredibly beautiful, calming, and peaceful.
Okay, this is many of the small temple behind of the biggest temple. There is a symbol from other god we call Dewa and Dewi. Yes, and the mind of temple. This is this one. This is mind of temple. When we have ceremony, we bring the stuff for ceremony like any kind of fruit, cake, and something inside it like we make pyramid. We bring to the temple. We sending to the god. Say thank you very much. When it's finished to having ceremony, all stuff that's one, we bring home and we eat with the family. This is our philosophy. Before we have ceremony, we killing a pig Sorry, yeah, we killing a pig. Pig symbol of the lazy. Philosophy is we don't want lazy. We don't want look like a pig. We are is normal, like we working and do activity and everything. And we making satay. I think you know satay, yeah? You know satay? Yeah. Stick with meat,
yeah.
just because other thing maybe you not understand, but just example only.
After spending some time with Gecko, he gave us an opportunity to walk around on our own, take photos, and go at our own pace to take it all in. After the temple, we hopped back in Gecko's car and made our way further towards Ubud to see some of the famous rice paddies and the swings which are famous on Instagram. To be honest, I wasn't overly sure what we were expecting at this point, as I had it in my mind we were going to a location where we could see the rice paddies and just get a nice view of the landscape. But as we soon found out, this was a mega touristy Instagram hotspot. So after arriving at the site, we were somewhat disappointed, as this wasn't exactly what we're after. That's nothing against Gecko, as he was extremely informative and helpful during the trip so far, but this place just felt over-commercialised and we were not willing to pay the fee just to dress up, get a photo and go on a swing. It's just not up our alley. So we thankfully found a nice restaurant nearby where we sat down and got the same, if not better views than from the swings.
So, as you can see behind me, such a beautiful view. What I found funny was, take a look at this. People are over there on the swings when they could be over here with this beautiful view, sitting down.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not a total hater of the idea, and I get this is a tourist island. The locals need work and income, but we were slightly irked as we were anticipating something else. As you see, the Barong and Kris Dance is probably the most touristy thing we'll do. Other than this, we like natural landscapes, certain landmarks, and sure, the temple is amazing. If I was to recommend anything to future travellers taking these types of tours, make sure you emphasise what you want to see and what you don't want to see. I think there is definitely kickbacks to the tour guides in some of these locations, which is totally fine, but just make sure if you're like us, make it clear. I want to see a waterfall, a local dance in the temple, whereas we were not overly sure how this kind of tour worked and went along with suggestions. So if you've come this far into the video, thank you very much for watching. From here, we'll be spending the next 3 nights in Ubud, which will be the next video, and from there, we'll continue the Bali trip before Cindy heads back to China and I make my way up to Vietnam. So I'll catch you in the next one, and all the best.